Hi Aries, this is Mimi with Divination by Mimi. Welcome to your January 15th through the 31st, 2018 tarot reading with a little bit of astrology. Quickly, Aries, you are a cardinal sign and fire is your element, and you rule the first house. The first house is the I am. It's the first house of the zodiac, i.e. the new soul born into the world at that time. So it's the assertion of I am, the will of the individual. Um, and a fire sign, meaning you've got lots of energy. You're ruled by Mars, which is archetypally, is the archetypal male. Not gender, it's energetic. Okay, so definitely an action oriented, definitely a yang energy, a masculine energy. And cardinal. By cardinal, I mean initiative. You start things. You would be the one that would make the first move in a situation, or you would be the one that would start something. I don't know how else to say it, but you would initiate something. You would begin something, or you'd be the first to volunteer to do something. Like if there was a plan to go, I don't know, hang upside down over an overpass on the highway, you might do it. Just a silly example, but definitely the first to put yourself forward and to volunteer for things. That's the nature of cardinal signs. Now, at the moment in the first house or your constellation, Uranus is direct. It will be making its way out and in and out of your house through 2024, I believe. But as of the May 2018, it will be moving into Taurus, which will be quite a big change to all of us. Everyone will be feeling that. Mars, your ruling planet, has been in Scorpio for a good bit and will be moving in, I believe by the time the new moon happens, it will have moved into Sagittarius. And Mars in Sagittarius is quite happy. It's fire with fire. It's an initiative, expansive energy with, it's an initiative energy or a cardinal energy, your ruling planet, with Sagittarius, or the ninth house, which is an expansive energy. They're ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is very expansive. So it's definitely a conducive alchemy for action, for change, for movement. And Mars and Aries likes movement. A lot of other aspects occurring. Capricorn are the 10th house, about rules, structure, government, courts, the law, things like that, large institutions, has several planets in it at the time of the beginning of these 2 weeks. It will for a while have Venus and Black Moon Lilith, two archetypal female archetypes, and then two male archetypes, Saturn, kind of the father figure, who rules the 10th house. He's at home in Capricorn. And then Pluto, the ruler of the 8th house, or Scorpio, the lord of the underworld, death and sex and power. So some really heavy hitters in there. Of course, at the time when I'm doing this, we would have the sun and the moon in there as well. And Mercury will have made its way in there by the time we get to the second 2 weeks of the month. So a lot of activity in Capricorn. One other thing of import, at the time of the new moon, which is the 16th, 17th, depending on where you are in the world, Uranus, the planet that is in your constellation at the moment, will be making a square to the moon at that time in Capricorn. And what this might find you doing is feeling an instinct to battle the man, right? To square off. A square is kind of an irritant aspect. It's like something like a fire starter in a way. It's like a match. It is an impetus to, well, it can be arguments, but ultimately change. It's an irritant. So this could have you wanting to square off or mouth off or stand up to figures of authority in your life. And you, of course, we might see this on the world stage as well, as Uranus is already making its revolutionary presence known, thankfully, throughout the world at the moment. I think that's all that I want to tell you astrologically. So let's get into your reading. I'm going to do a 3-card pull. No. Yes. 4-card pull based upon a situation in your life, Aries. I'm using the Thoth or the Tahuti deck. Let's get into it. So basically it's going to be about a situation in your life, something you're dealing with, the positive aspects of that situation, the negative aspects of that situation, and any overall advice Spirit chooses to relay. So what's going on with Aries, fire, cardinal sign, ruler of the first house, current host to Uranus, unpredictable rebel energy. What's going on with Aries for January 15th through the 31st, 2018. Aries, January 15th through the 31st, 2018. One more time. What's up with Aries, January 15th through the 31st, 2018. Holy heck. Cosmic Soul, what can you tell us about Aries? Where is Aries in their life right now? What's on their mind? What's taking up mental energy, physical energy in the life of Aries? That was too many cards. Thank you. Whoa. The Tower. Some big change is about to happen for you. Okay, positive. It's moving on from an oppressive situation. This life change could be a move. It could be, and with Uranus in your constellation, it's not all that surprising for the second half. So, you know, Uranus is unpredictable energy. I would caution you, Aries, just to be careful with your physical body. Be careful out in the world, meaning if you're driving, just take a little extra care, because Uranus is in your house and he's making shit happen, and you did get the Tower. So that doesn't always mean something bad. Again, we were talking about a square being kind of like an irritant, like a grain of sand in an oyster that ultimately creates a pearl. So it's an impetus to change, which is always good. You like change. And it is ending a cycle of sorts, an oppressive cycle, something that's had you feeling down. Now, the negative aspect of this is the Sun. It might have something to do with your self-image. You might have to, these are both major arcana. Sun, which is Resh, the face, Hebrew attribute. The Hebrew letter attributed to this card is Resh, which is the face, and Tower, okay, which is Pei. So the mouth. Whatever this big change is will have a lot to do with your sense of self. Again, be careful with your physical body. Be careful with your face. Or this could be a change that you're making to your face. Perhaps you're getting some kind of cosmetic surgery, some kind of dental surgery, something like this. So again, it could be bad, it could be good, but and the Sun tends to be a positive card. And again, the Tower is not always a negative card. It just means change, possibly unexpected. And it could be that it looks like it's ending an oppressive cycle for you. It's Wands, so it's kept you from fully expressing yourself creatively. It's kept you from feeling good about yourself, whatever this is. So I tend to think it might be a very specific situation where it's involving something cosmetic, a change that you're making to your face, to your visage, to the way the world sees you. And as a result, it will have an impact on you positively. It will end an oppressive, self-hating kind of situation. This card, oppression, which is the positive aspect, the ending of the cycle of this energy here, which seems like an insecurity energy or a negative thinking process energy. This is Saturn in Sagittarius, not the happiest placement. Sagittarius, very much like you, is an expansive, moving, action-oriented sign, a fire sign. Saturn is restriction. It literally is the three-dimensional world, gravity, things, stuff, things, you know. So with a placement like this, and understanding that this has a lot to do with how you feel about yourself, about how you feel, about how you look. This is actually a very good thing that this is happening. So again, have caution in all things, but if the opportunity is there for you to move beyond this sad feeling, take it. Now the overall advice, so you got the Dominion card. This is Mars in Aries, which is actually your planet in your constellation, and it's upside down. It's in reverse. These are dorjes, which are kind of like lightning rods, Tibetan lightning rods. Okay, which are powerful, and they're fire. And Mars in Aries is its home. It's fiery. It's even just looking at the card. Okay, what you're being asked here to do is to let go of what might be your nature to act constantly. You might have to relax into life's situation at the moment. Okay, major arcana cards: Resh, the sun, how you feel about yourself, your self-image, how you present yourself to the world, even possibly your face. And the Tower, change, both major arcana. This is going to happen regardless of whatever energy you force on the situation. Okay? Your nature is action, 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 Jackson. Seriously. You're being asked to slow your Aries roll just a little bit so that it can happen as it should, naturally. I hope that makes sense. Makes sense to me. What's about to change is a good thing. Change always ultimately is a good thing. What you're being asked to do in this situation, and it looks like it has a lot to do with how you feel about yourself, which has a lot to do with how you present yourself to the world. So it's telling me, basically it tells me it has something to do with how you look. Okay, could be like a diet regime. Maybe you're getting weight loss surgery. Maybe you're getting cosmetic surgery, hair transplant, nose job, or maybe it's just a change in the way you feel about yourself, the way you present yourself to others. But it really feels like cosmetic, like looks. It's a natural process. The change is going to happen. It is a good change. It's going to end a period of frustration for you, as long as you relinquish your need to act, move. Let things happen just a little bit. I hope that helps. Okay, Aries, that's all I've got for you. Again, I hope it did help. If you have questions on this or comments, leave them in the comment section below the video. If you'd like to book a personal reading, feel free to email me at mememes@hotmail.com. You'll find that in the description box below the video. Those of you who have booked readings with me, thank you so much. It really means a lot that you've taken the time to include me in your life. And we can together find a resolution to whatever issues you've got. If this didn't resonate with you, or especially if it did resonate with you, try sharing it, because even though this may be specific to you with the energies I spoke of in a specific way, it's an overall energy. It might help someone else with whatever situation they're in. Okay, so consider sharing it. Of course, if you haven't subscribed, I would love to have you subscribe to be part of this whole family. And I think that's all I got for you. So I will see you for the 2 later lunations in the month, the new moon and then the second full moon of the month. And that's it. You take care, Aries. Bye.